Growing up as a gun motorbike rider, Brad Smith has always been passionate about the sport, but after realising the cost to his family, wanted to make it more accessible and affordable. Taking that task on himself, he built a prototype that started Braaap Motorcycles. KBB's Alex Brophy dropped by Brad's store to see how things have gone.
So Brad, two-time Young Australian Entrepreneur of the Year. How'd you get started in business?
For me, I've always been passionate about motorcycling, but I wanted to make our sport more accessible and more affordable so more people could experience what I experienced in riding bikes growing up. And as a young man, started to get prepared, saving money up, learning, making mistakes, doing what you got to do. And then at 18, got on a plane and went to China to find a factory to partner with us to build my dream bike. And got laughed out of over 50 factories before we found a strategy that could make it work, and then finally built the Braaap bike and turned it into a retail environment and started to grow the model range, and now we distribute across the world.
Had you built a prototype before you went to China?
Nah, not at all. No.
So how'd you know what you're looking for?
I just had it in my mind of what I needed, and I'd seen American guys build customised motorcycles, but the challenge was that they'd built them and they cost between $10,000 and $15,000. So first of all, you had to have 10,000 bucks. And second of all, you had to be able to build a motorcycle or know someone who could. So I had that idea, but my dream was to build a bike that could compete with the Americans and be affordable and be ready off the showroom floor.
How accessible is it for Australian manufacturers to go to China like that and achieve a result like you have?
So for us, I think that it's accessible, it's difficult, it's going to be challenging, obviously, because of cultural differences, language differences, price point differences, all that kind of stuff. But as Australians, I think we've got to add value through design, through concept, through innovation, and through being smart and diligent about how we manufacture.
How have you gone about that?
Well, for us, all our engineers are based in Australia, between Tasmania and Victoria, and it normally costs $250,000 in 3 months to produce a prototype motorcycle. We use things like 3D printing, local fabrication. We can produce a prototype for $3,000 in 3 weeks.
Gee, that's a huge difference.
So that's been a game changer for us.
So it's your brainchild. How much external technical expertise did you recruit?
So much. It was my idea, my concept, but I'm not an engineer, I'm not a mechanic, I'm not a technician, but I know what I need in a motorcycle. I know how to ride a motorcycle, know how to set a motorcycle up. So I had to find those people who were significantly smarter in that area than myself and work with those guys to build a concept.
You were told in the early days that bikes and streetwear wouldn't sell together. How much credence do you give to sort of proven business models?
It's hard because you definitely have to give attention to proven business models. You can't be naive to the fact that it hasn't worked in the past, but you need to know deliberately and really clearly why it's going to work for you. For us, the clothing helped us make it work.
How important has the wholesale arm of the business been?
Wholesale has been what has driven us. We have 4 of our own stores like this one we're in now, our Braaap stores, and then we have 30 dealerships across the country. And then, of course, we're distributing to other countries. And, we just launched at the World Trade Fair, had 126 distributors from 44 countries inquire, and we're hunting those guys down. So wholesale and distribution is a huge part of what we do.
Now, Brad, you're on the RBA's advisory board. How important is looking at the macro environment in the business decisions that you make?
I think that the economy is important, and if anyone's equipped to know where the Australian economy is going, it's the RBA. I mean, they manufacture interest rates, which really drives a lot of our economies. There's one thing that I point out to my team and any small business group that I speak to, and that is that the national economy doesn't have to be our personal economy. It just really changes the game a little bit. Where the economy goes changes how we have to do business.
Brad, you're an inspiration to a lot of young Australians out there. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you for having us. I appreciate it. And Braaap.